precious friends. My name is Dwain. Welcome again to our study for today, Forever Faithful to His Covenant. You know that's talking about God. It can only be talking about God. Tuesday's lesson this week, Forever Faithful to His Covenant. Only God is faithful. Listen to this. This is Psalm 132 and verse 1. Lord, remember David and all his afflictions, how he swore to the Lord and vowed to the mighty one of Jacob, surely I will not go into the chamber of my house or go up to the comfort of my bed. I will not give sleep to my eyes or slumber to my eyelids until I find a place for the Lord, a dwelling place for the mighty one of Jacob. That's David's desire, heart desire to make a place for God. Now we know the Lord said, you can't do it, too much blood on your hands, your son will do it. But David had a heart for God. He was a man after God's own heart. And God made a covenant with him that God would bless him. And that's what this lesson talks about today. The fact that God keeps his promises. That even though we might fail, you'll see that in Psalm 89, several verses there, where we have failed the covenant, where the Davidic line failed and did not do what God wanted them to do. They did not honor their end of the bargain, chasing after other gods and leaving the love that God had given them and trading it for sin. The Bible says that God is upset with them and even has to punish them, but his promises remain sure. David is his firstborn. Now, David was the eighth child of his father, so he couldn't be the firstborn, but he was firstborn of God because God chose him, because there's splendor and honor that God placed upon him. And incidentally, that's the same thing that's said of Jesus, Matthew chapter 1 and verse 1. Jesus is the firstborn. Jesus is the one upon whom God gives favor. Jesus is also, Matthew chapter 1 and verse 1, Jesus is also son of David. In a sense, firstborn. Jesus captures from God the same blessing that the people abrogated when they sinned against God. Jesus, through his sacrifice, through his love, through his grace, through his endless devotion to humanity's salvation, Jesus continues the blessing that God promised through David, because Jesus is in the very line of David. God keeps his promises. He keeps it even when we failed. He keeps it to us through Jesus. His goodness, his mercy always finds a way to bless us. Oh, what a mighty, wonderful God we serve. A covenant-keeping God, even when we do not. He keeps it all in Jesus.